I'm Jesse. I sing for Stick to Your Guns. Glad to be here in West Springfield. Is that where we are?
Yeah, we're at Empire,
Virginia. Used to be Jax.
Used to be Jax.
Now it's Empire.
We're on the infamous tour with Motionless in White.
The infamous tour of Motionless in White.
Okay, so you picked questions out of my little box of questions.
I did. Here's the little box.
Yeah, it's
Many different
really
colors.
Cool. I think which ones I want to do. Okay, so the first one, I want you to pick 3 songs that would make up the soundtrack of your life.
Man, that will vary from day to day. That's for sure.
That's how I know. Depends on your mood.
Exactly. 3 songs, not even bands. 3 songs. Really narrowing it down for me. Let's see. There is a song. Oh, jeez, this can take a little while. There is a song called "The Holly and the Ivy" by a guy named George Winston that I really like, and it's all the songs I choose will definitely be nostalgia songs, just because of growing up, you know, and that was an important time for me. So, and so yeah, "The Holly and the Ivy" by George Winston. That reminds me of Christmas. Still Crazy After All These Years, Paul Simon. And one more. I need just one more.
You only needed 3.
Okay, well, that's 2 right there. Just one more. Keepers of the Faith, Terror.
Very cool. So everyone has that song that they pretended to be a rock star to when they were kids, you know, jumping around pretending to sing to.
Of course.
So what was that song for you?
Probably Offspring. What's the song? When I go driving, I stay in my lane. I forget what the fuck it's called, but we listen to it all the time now. Yeah, and that's definitely the song
Yeah, that was like mid-90s.
Because that was the first time I was like, "You stupid, dumb shit, goddamn motherfucker." And then I remember it being
They didn't bleep all of that out.
Yeah,
either.
no, they did not. They definitely did not. And that was not allowed in my home. So obviously, thanks to my older brother, I got got that cassette tape.
Cassettes. Yeah, that really dates that song, doesn't it? So I want you to pick a tattoo and give the story behind it. Long sleeves.
My hands are important, I guess, because I have my. This is my mother. Her name is Mary Jane. So I have Mary Jane, and then my brother's name is Alex Michael.
Oh, that's cool.
Mary Jane Barnett, Alex Michael Barnett, Roger Dean Barnett. That's my father, and then Molly Jane Barnett is my younger sister. So that's my family. And then I have "Push It Away," which is a Terror song that's also very important to me. And then "Soul Vice," another song by Trapped Under Ice, actually, that's incredibly important to me. Probably the song that got me into the band, and Trapped Under Ice.
I like that.
Yeah.
A lot of people do their knuckles and it's like some strange stuff. Not that I want to cut down on anybody, please.
Yeah, of course.
But there's not a lot of meaning behind it. A lot of times I've noticed. But that does. I mean, come on now. You know. Yeah. Sinister Gates has Marlboro on his knuckles. Not knocking him. I'm really not. It's probably better than Johnny Christ's Beer and Wine. But,
yeah,
you know, it's like, really? But I like that.
Thank you very much.
You always have your family with you.
Of course, always.
And that's cool. So the 4th question, and this is one I usually ask anyway as my last question. I like this. So it's the future. You open up the Rock and Roll Encyclopedia.
Okay.
What do you want to read under your band's name? How do you want to be remembered?
Well, I think if you know the band, I think that's kind of, you know, that's can be self-explanatory. We're a band. We don't really want to be remembered for being a band, but we want to be. You know, I went and saw when I was in Montreal, and that's where I live now with my girlfriend because she's from there. So me and her lived in California for a while, and then now that time is up, and now we go to it's my turn, you know, to move over there. So we're living in Montreal, and one of my favorite bands of all time, Trial, was playing in Montreal, and they are fronted by a man named Greg Bennick, who's one of the greatest speakers, not even just in hardcore, but just in general to watch. And he was saying how the hardcore shows, that's just a place where inspiration is drawn from, and it's when you take that inspiration and you leave with it and you do good out in the world, and that's where your actions and your words really mean something. Because when you're in there with your friends, that's a way to get out your aggression and all the hate and all the stuff like you from working a job or from a fight with a girlfriend or boyfriend or anything like that. The inspiration lives in the show. So I think that's incredibly important. And that's what I think what we want to be remembered as a band where, you know what, they took more away from the show than just a bruise or a black eye and more than just a t-shirt, and that they took something away and that our music did something for them that could drastically change the course of their life, hopefully in a positive way. So I think that in one way or another is what we want, because we know that this band will be done. And just because even as the years go on, more and more, there's more bands now than there was 5 years ago, and then 5 years before that, so it's every kids are starting more bands, 1,000 bands a day, and I think that's great, because it's an art form, and it's a way of human expression that I think is important. So, but once this band breaks up, give it a long enough period of time, we'll be forgotten about, and we're okay with that. But we just want to at least be remembered by the person who in 50 years is going, man, I remember when I used to stage dive for that band. I don't even remember their name, but I remember he said this sentence, or they had this line in their song, and that really changed me and helped decide how I'm going to raise my kids and how I'm going to treat my wife, or treat my husband, or treat my gay partner, or whatever it may be. So I think that's definitely something that we want to.
That was the thing that when I first saw you guys. It's like what you said on stage.
Yeah, that's the thing. We get a lot of people who are like, I don't like your band, I don't like the way you sound, but the things you guys have to say are great, and we're just like, cool, awesome. That's what's important to us.
Thank you.
Yes, well, thank you. I appreciate it. That was fun.
Something different. I get tired to say, well, stuff.
I like it. It's putting me on the spot too. It's a good way. That's how you get real.